start zone, and back into the gas they go. Drag race into turn one, and Larson harder into one. Can he clear him? He does.
Well, that's exactly what Kyle was talking about right there in the radio communication, that he had so much more confidence, wasn't sure what was wrong with the 12 on entry, but he felt better with his car. Now the 4 moves into second, the 14 of Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe looking strong in practice on Friday, and now running up in the second spot here. Stewart-Haas Racing announced they're closing down their doors, so you know that Chase Briscoe, looking for the best runs he can, as he's almost auditioning every race now. Josh Berry on the outside in the 4.
None of these cars ran the outside in practice on Friday. The track wasn't ready. It did not have rubber in it. The Xfinity race rubbered the racetrack up. So this is the first time that these cars have been there. Drivers are learning what the cars will do up there and what they won't.
I want to thank 2311 and specifically that 45 car, because with that hamburger griller scheme, I don't get it confused with any other car on the track. Makes it a little easier to pick out.
Josh Berry in that 4 car. As soon as he could get to the bottom, had been stuck on the top for most of this race. As soon as he had a hole to get to the bottom, Dave, he just drove down there.
You guys mentioned Chase Briscoe running in second place now in the 14. It's tough to have a deep bench when your organization has announced that it's closing, but that happened 3 weeks ago when SHR announced that. So the deep bench had to come into play this weekend because Richard Boswell had pneumonia, and Mike Cook, the engineer, had to take over for things. So Boswell said, it's the first time I've ever had a car at the track I was in charge of, and I wasn't there. Boswell is here now. Great job, Mike Cook. They got him a great starting spot, and Chase Briscoe's trying to win.
Briscoe a half a second behind Larson right now, with Blaney closing in on his back bumper.
You know, Dave brings up a good point. You know, it's tough news for all those employees of SHR about the doors closing at the end, but I've been impressed. I know, you know, it's hard to hear that information, but here you have Briscoe running second under attack now from the 12 of Blaney. The 10 looked great in practice. The 4 of Josh Berry is running sixth. You know, this team, even with this adversity in front of them, are continuing to bring great race cars.
Yeah. Somebody that's not had a good start of this race, Brad Keselowski, started 5th. He is all the way back to 18th. He said he's chattering the rear tires. What that means is the rear tires are making no grip. He's way too loose, and he can feel him shaking across the racetrack. And when you're doing that, you cannot be aggressive with the race car. He is trying to keep pace without wrecking it.
He's got A.J. Allmendinger on the inside in the 16, and that's Denny Hamlin in the 11 just in front of him.